So as I had mentioned, the key with these synchronous sessions is about communication, collaboration, and engagement, and you don't want to utilize your time trying to deliver content. So I'm going to jump into some of the information that I have, and I'm going to be showing you a few things, and I'm experimenting. Once again, I'm always experimenting on you folks. There's a brand new version of Zoom that I just downloaded. I'm playing around with a new feature, a new option, and we're going to see if it's going to work. Don't worry, I got a plan B and a plan C if it doesn't work. So we'll see. So once again, you folks are my guinea pigs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a keynote presentation. You can do this with PowerPoint, but I happen to use Keynote because with Keynote you can embed video and you can play videos and play a variety of other things right within Keynote. It's quite effective. So I'm one of these people who uses a lot of different tools. So I'm going to share a screen with you. I'm going to take you through a little bit of information, and then I'm going to break you off into a breakout room to have a discussion. Then we'll come back and we'll address some issues. So I just want to share a few things with you. And this is sort of the formal part of this synchronous presentation. So, okay, great. I just have to do a quick share of my screen. So just so you know, there's a feature that allows you to optimize your screen for video, and you also have to check off a little button at the bottom of the screen that you want to share your computer sound. So if you are embedding anything with audio or video in your presentation when you're doing it online in Zoom, you always want to make sure you check off those two little boxes. Okay. Okay, and we will see how well this will work. Oh, I'm going to stop the share because I shared the wrong screen. Go back up there. Keynote presentation, optimize, and there we go. Okay, let's get going here, folks. Okay, so you folks can see the power of video. You can see my name there, I imagine, right? Just want to confirm.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask a question. Yeah. Let me ask a question. Do you think a picture can say more than 1,000 words?
I believe it can. Yes.
I'm not sure. If it's in Japanese, I can.
Yeah, I think it can. Now, I've got a problem for you folks. I've got a problem I want you to solve here, and I'm going to break you off into rooms. So keep this in mind. So you've got a volunteer group of 100 participants, and you've got 1,000 shirts for a major charity event. And unfortunately, they got dropped off in a big, massive box, and you've got to fold these 1,000 shirts as quickly and repeatedly as possible. So you got 1,000 t-shirts, or golf shirts, but shirts, t-shirts. Let's say that they're t-shirts or golf shirts. You got 1,000 of them. You got 100 volunteers. How would you consistently and repeatedly fold those shirts as quickly as possible? And then how would you train or teach those volunteers to do that? Okay, any questions about what the task is? 1,000 shirts, 100 volunteers, do it as quickly as possible, repeatable, very consistent. You want to have a very consistent look and feel. Sound good? Okay, I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to break you into breakout rooms here. And 2 people participate per breakout room. I'll give you what? Come up with a plan in about, let's say, 3 minutes, okay? Multiple folding of shirts, and you've got to train volunteers. Now, you can use any resources you want. You can use any resources you want, anything, any resources you want, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, go, I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, can you folks hear me okay? I'm back. I've been getting some messages from my system saying that my microphone isn't working well. Did we, we're missing the other parties. Okay, there we go. They'll be back in just a second. Here we go. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, everybody's back. Wonderful. Good, good, good. Great. Okay, so who wants to go first? What's the plan? What's the plan?
We had a plan where we would have a job aid. First of all, I should say we would have 6-foot tables with a number of shirts on each table that each person needs to fold to get it done in an appropriate manner. We would have a job aid showing in writing as well as pictures as to what needs to be done to get the uniform folding of the shirts. At the front of the room, we would have a screen with a YouTube video showing and having it looping. So it would continuously be showing. So in case it's like, oh, I got this, now what do I do? They look up, they can see the video will be coming back through.
Okay.
And finally, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Lori, but we said we would also make sure in this time we'd have masks, sanitizer, and appropriate PPE
Gloves.
and gloves.
Well
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Well done.
Oh,
Climate Pro.
excellent.
Okay, good. Okay.
So we had, that was perfect. Thank you so much. And we had one quick thing where we said, as the front of the room, we'd probably do a demo as well. In
Yes.
addition to those other things, as the facilitator, we do a demo at the beginning, give them the overview, and then have all those other stuff with job aids. So
Cool. Now,
Okay.
the other group, what are your thoughts? So something similar.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Katsuhito. Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought we are pretty similar. You know, showing like I just mentioned about seeing is believing. So show them how. I just mentioned about my student. They have all cell phone. You know, they come to my class with a cell phone. So if you could distribute a video and how you do it, you know, those how do you say, steps by steps, both of them on their phone to see, I think it will be really, really effective. You know, doing 1 to 10, it shouldn't take any time. But we have to find out what way is the best way to do it, fast way to do it, right? So I think we should, I think we agreed with the distributing both, you know, like video or something, and also diagram of how you should do it, both on, you know,
Okay.
the seeing side, yeah.
So interesting. Would you create the video or would you find an existing? What are your thoughts? And the reason I'm asking this is, you know, did anybody actually go on to YouTube and look for a video by any chance?
No, I didn't have time for that.
No.
we would have, right, Jill?
Yes,
we
we would have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
The reason I point that out, I want to show you something. And whenever I do this face to face, if I do it with adults, everybody has a really wonderful explanation like you have. When I do this sometimes with youth groups or with kids, and man, within 5 seconds, there's a kid with a cell phone in my face going, "It's right here, man." And this is what they almost always will show me. Check this out. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. So you've seen the question, right? Now, hopefully this is going to work just well. Hopefully the sound is going to work.
Today, I'm
Love it.
Did you hear it okay?
Beautiful.
Did the
Yeah.
sound come
Yeah.
through?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
That's incredible.
great. Yeah.
I have to show that to my wife, right?
Yeah, I need to. I just learned.
Yeah. That
Does it work for everyone like that, you think?
when
You
I
might
do
need a
this
little bit of practice.
when I do this face to face, it's amazing how quickly you can do this. It's really just a matter of positioning it just right, and then once you've done it a couple of times, it almost becomes muscle memory. So it can be quite effective. So that video, almost always, that's the top video that kids come up and so, "Hey, right here, man, what do we do next?" You know, that's cool. So
Right.
where we're going today, the learning outcome is that I want to explore how we can use media resources like video, audio, and images and all that good stuff to enhance learning. Okay, that's where we're going. That's the whole idea of this synchronous session. How do we use media, video, all that stuff to enhance learning? Okay, now I got a couple more questions. I got to get a sense of where you're at. What's the most popular search engine in North America for kids, young people, 18 years of age and younger? Most popular search engine in North America?
Google Chrome.
Google.
Google?
Yeah.
Firefox.
Sorry, what was Google? What was the other one?
I said Firefox.
Firefox. Okay, those are browsers. So search
Google
engine.
Search engine.
So
Google, I guess.
Oh.
I think so too.
Google.
Yeah.
I
So,
would have thought Google. I mean, there's Bing. There's Bing. I don't know,
Bing.
but people don't seem to like Bing.
okay.
Is YouTube considered?
Is YouTube a search engine?
I was gonna ask
YouTube is
that.
search engine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For kids, it is.
Oh.
Right.
Or maybe for other people, it is too. Interesting.
Wow.
Yes. YouTube. Think about it. YouTube. People search for information on there all the time. Let me ask you another question. What's the second most popular search engine in North America for anybody and everybody?
Google.
No, Google's the
No.
first. Well, Google's the first.
Okay.
What's the second most popular for everybody?
Facebook.
For everybody, yeah. Yeah, Twitter, Facebook,
YouTube.
It's YouTube.
Yeah.
So YouTube and YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, YouTube is has become a search engine because we go there to find information, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's interesting. Go ahead.
It is easy to upload your video there because I did that too, right? Through my PIDP courses too. And extremely easy once you know.
Oh, it's an amazing tool. You can upload stuff, you can find stuff. So let's keep on going. I want to explore some other ideas here with you. Now, why do you think YouTube is so popular? Right? Why is that? Now, again, I hope this next clip works.
What am I going to do for this book? The brain science community is certainly not clueless about how the brain works, and it is on the basis of that I decided that I would write. We know, for example, about the brain's evolutionary performance envelope. The brain appears to have been designed to solve problems related to surviving in an unstable outdoor environment, and to do so in near constant motion. I'll say that again. The brain appears to have been designed to solve problems related to surviving in an unstable outdoor environment, and to do so in near constant motion. So it hit me. If you wanted to design a learning environment that was directly opposed to what the brain was really good at doing, you would design something, and you were interested in education, you would design something like a modern classroom. If you were interested in designing a learning environment in a business setting that was directly opposed to what the brain was good at doing, you would design something like a cubicle. And if you were interested in re-engineering learning environments to take advantage of our more modern understanding of how the brain actually processes information, whatever that is, the first horse out of the dock is you're going to have to tear down a few things and you're going to have to start over. And in starting over,
so this gentleman, John Medina, he wrote a book called Brain Rules. And again, he's a researcher and he takes a look at how the brain functions. And the reason I'm pointing you to his research and his work is that he's making the argument that we are attracted to the visual. We are attracted to that visual stimulus. So video isn't just something that we find information interesting. It actually appeals to the way that he argues, the way we've evolved or we have been designed, right? So video is powerful. Media is powerful. It's the way that we function. It really is, okay? So video is important, but video is only part of it, okay? Let me explain something here. My two boys, and my older son is still working as a professional athlete. My younger son has got injured last year, and he might take this year off. Anyways, my older son is still racing professionally, and they are constantly working on their bikes and their equipment. And they always have their phone or an iPad or something handy when they're working on stuff, right? So they're always looking up a YouTube video, and they're always working on stuff. But you know what? In addition to watching YouTube videos, they will often go to sites that will actually also explain what's happening. So if you combine a YouTube video with a tutorial that'll take you through the steps, it's golden. It is powerful. Think about that. A YouTube video combined with the steps. Now, let me ask a question. How many videos do you have to usually watch on YouTube to be able to figure out how to do something? Or
multiple.
Not too many though.
So Jill, you said multiple. Why is that?
Because the first time I watch it, I'm just watching it to figure out what's going on. and then I need to watch it while I'm trying to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find
And I'll
that?
pause it and restart it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, my case was fixing like a dishwasher, cleaning up inside of the dryer on laundry room. And if you go to the YouTube to be able to find that same company that what you're using, simply I just trust it. And I didn't go to too many other YouTube to decide which one I follow. As long as it's, you know, a profession from the professional, same company that I have, or even the same model, I just gonna go for it and it's been successful. I've fixed many things with that, you know,
Yeah.
and I enjoy watching a YouTube for that sake. Yes.
Well, I agree. I think YouTube can work very, very well if you find a trusted source. But has anybody run into the fact that you find a source, you watch it, and you go to do something and it's wrong because they left something out? You go and watch another video and you watch it and they left something out. I know there are times when I've had to watch 5 or 6 videos in order to get the whole picture because there isn't the manufacturer or there isn't a trusted source. So that's one of the challenges you have. But if you can combine a YouTube video with these step-by-step instructions, it is powerful. And you don't see that enough. Thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
I totally agree. Like I see my student going to the certain menu that I'm doing, and they start on doing totally different from my demonstration. And I go, like, what are you doing? You know, like, chef, like I watched your demonstration, but I couldn't remember everything. So I'm following my YouTube. But I said, that's wrong, you know? So if I give them my demonstration with those, you know, step by step, I think it will be more effective for 100% sure.
So you've got a demonstration, maybe even a video demonstration, and then the step by step. So you combine the two. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But if your students didn't have to go just into YouTube cyberspace to find, if they went to your space, and they were reinforced with their face-to-face learning with something on YouTube, and they say, this is the way Chef wants it, I'm going to go to Chef's YouTube.
Yeah, I found that it's an individual thing. In our school, we allow them to use their phone for taking a picture of their plates that they make, or demonstration of my hands and stuff. So they have phone all the time. So when they miss, they just gonna Google it and they just go ahead and do it. It's individual thing. Some people don't, you know, they have so much focus on what I do, so they can follow. But some students really, they are somewhere sometime. And those people, the one that start on Googling with some other things, and apply that to his or her own way of doing it, you know? So just making sure that everybody's having the same watch, same method for doing it, that's really, really important. So I should apply both to them, you know, instead of just leaving at them. I don't know.
So
that's how I feel.
You know, as an instructor, if you were to create your own resource, you've got the voice of authority, you build the tool, build the resource. It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I just posted a link to my website, and the whole presentation that I showed you today, or what I did today, is based on something called the BOPS model. And I built a website, and it shows a video session of what we've just done. And I also break down how I actually set up the video, how I set up a bridge-in activity, why I use the video, and a variety of other things. And so everything that we're talking about, I built a video, I used this video, recorded a previous session from last week, and I have it up there. And then I have another video where I explain how the pieces work. And then on the rest of the page, I have all the steps. Interesting. By the way, that's my asynchronous session.
That's a good one, though. Yeah.
It fits. Okay, so the things you're talking about. So what you're talking about makes a lot of sense, and it does work. It's something that we do all the time. I've been doing this for a long time. What are some of the other advantages you see with video and media and all these things? Other thoughts?
Well, it goes to different people's learning styles, right? Everybody, we were talking about that in our breakout room. So many people are differently, you know, we know about the kinesthetic and all that kind of stuff. So it appeals to different people's, the way their brain works.
Yeah.
And it keeps them less bored, right? Because I think we all know we're multitasking sometimes if we're not on camera. I know I tend to do that. And I think that
You're not paying attention to me only? No, I'm just
yes, every single minute of this on camera. But I like that. I like, yeah, wait. I think it appeals to that for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Other thoughts. This is great.
I mean, I like that it appeals to different learning styles, but it also, and it just gives you a different perspective, because I truly like the article that we had to read for the very first one, the award-winning blah blah blah. Like, that's way more reading that I've had to do. That's not a novel in a really long time, and I had to focus on that. But if you share that same information with me on video, I got it, but I didn't have to work as hard. So that's appealing to me.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I appreciate the honesty. That's cool.
I think another.
No, nothing personal, but yeah. Like, I had even a hard time saying the title of the document. And so I actually typed it out and didn't say it in my introductory video.
I think another positive in regards to having the video with the directions or the steps with it is it's a point of reference. So if the student watches the video, reads the words, but then needs to come back to it for whatever reason, they can just quickly read the words and be like, oh yeah, that's what I needed to do, or that's what I forgot.
Cool. Right on. Well, listen, we've been at this for about 30 minutes almost, and this has been a mini lesson. This has been a synchronous session, and we are actually done. And I just went through the summary portion, and the summary portion of the whole session is to get you folks to reiterate some of the things that I shared. And so I think I don't think it was hard for me to convince you how powerful video is, right? I think everybody on So this was a synchronous session. This was an example of what you can do. And you'll notice I did share some information, but I used video, and I also had you doing different things. And you also notice there was a lot of discussion. So when you go to do your synchronous sessions, do you have any questions about what you might do? Do you see the model that I have set up? And this is one of many ways. There's many ways you can do this. Did this help you? Did this session help you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Any questions or clarifications? We're done, but we can go on for a few more minutes if you have questions about the asynchronous session or the synchronous session, because you're going to have a chance to take a look at that. I did post it to the forum, and so you can take a look at the webpage too.
So my question is around, like, why Zoom versus Google Hangouts or Google Meets or GoToMeetings, or why is this the platform that we're using?
Breakout rooms. Google Hangouts doesn't do breakout rooms very well. There's a new Google tool. It just came out here last week. I'm going to be experimenting with it, but WebEx doesn't do a good job in breakout rooms. Doesn't work the same way. There's a program called Shindig, which does kind of breakout rooms, but it's very expensive. The breakout room functionality, I can actually ask you polling questions. You can do reactions. It's a free program for 2 people, unlimited, or if you have 3 people or more, you can go up to 40 minutes. And guess what? In this class, if your synchronous session should be done in like 30 minutes, so that extra 10 minutes is going to be right. So it's a really simple, easy tool to use, and perhaps one of the biggest reasons is I've been doing technology stuff for a long time, and I refuse to use anything that sucks anymore. I'm sorry. Zoom's the easiest. It's the simplest. It just works. When you have problems, they fix it right away. You send a person a message. I had an issue here a little while ago with getting the audio working. They had an update right away. It's just amazing. It just works. It just works, right?
Okay.
Now, Hangouts, before Zoom, well, I've been using Zoom. I guess it came out in 2011, I think, or 2010, 2011. I've been using it for 8 or 9 years, and it's gotten better and better and better. Now that everybody's using it, it's running into trouble because security stuff that they've added, the waiting rooms, they've added a whole bunch of complexity to it, which we never used to have. So in another year or so, it's going to be too complex, and I'm going to be looking for an easier tool. But that's the cycle, right? Tools are simple, amazing, wonderful, and then as they mature, the manufacturer adds more and more and more, and then before you know it, it becomes clunky, and it becomes like Microsoft Word, dreadful tool.
Dwayne, I have a question.
Sorry, did I answer your question about that? About why
Yes,
Zoom?
yes, thank you.
Okay, good.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
My question is, like, I don't have any separate to the group kind of icon on my thing. So to be able to use that, do I have to pay for the Zoom to upgrade it?
No. Okay. So, yeah, that's a very good question. No, you actually have the full feature with your Zoom account. You do have to create a Zoom account, and the only person who has the capacity to make a breakout room is the person who's hosting the meeting. So when you go to host a meeting, you will then have that breakout capability and many more features. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So Zoom is free. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. And actually, believe it or not, I think they still might be doing it. But at the beginning of the whole COVID thing, for educators, they would give you full functionality for free. I don't know if they're still doing it. Maybe. I don't know. There was a small period of time. I know I work with a lot of educators all across North America. I teach out of a university in the US as well. And there was a period of time when the full-blown version of Zoom was available for everybody. It was amazing, right?
Wow.
So,
My daughter's school is using Zoom, and the teachers have had to upgrade it since everything went sideways during the last few months. So,
yeah, you might have heard of this thing called Zoom bombing, and you know what happened? Somebody posted their URL, unsecured URL, to Facebook.
Oh, I've heard, yeah.
Right, and it's sort of like you go into your insurance company, they stole my car. Oh, okay, so did you file a police report? Well, you left the keys in the ignition, the vehicle was running, you had the door open. It's not that good, you know. So the Zoom bombing thing, there's a lot of paranoia out there. Don't listen to the hype. You know, right now, when I sent you the link, built into that link is the password. But guess what? You have to wait for me to let you in. I have control, right? So, you know, so don't worry. It's not too bad. Other questions?
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead, Lori.
Again, you're probably not surprised to get this question from me because the technical side is my biggest challenge. So all this stuff sounds really good, and in my head, I kind of know how I want to be able to structure the session, but it's the where does it show us the instructions on how to do that? Like how to do a YouTube video with the instructions together with it. Is that just experimentation on my part, Dwayne? Okay. I thought you were going to say that.
It is.
Okay.
And the reason I am saying that is the more prescriptive people are with technology and how to use technology, the less effective people are with technology. I found over the years, if I give you total flexibility to explore within your comfort level, you are going to learn what you need to learn in order to make some progress. Now, and you're very resourceful. In your first meeting, you mentioned, was it your nephew? I think it was a nephew that you had called. Well, that's brilliant. That's smart. That's a good thing to do. Keep on doing that, right? And now you don't have to call your nephew because you've got a whole bunch of us here, right? You can text somebody, say, hey, you know, Jeff, how did you upload that thing to Kaltura again? You know, or you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Caroline.
Yeah, because if I keep calling my nephew,
how did you do that? Powtunes, right? You know, like you've got a whole bunch of people you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just was curious about that, but that makes sense.
And Lori, I also thought that what might make sense is because we're part of the second wave,
Yeah.
is that if we were to be part of the synchronous sessions next week, then we can do ours the week after, and we can learn
Yes.
from what our other learners have already brought. But I was, because I do struggle with the technology part too as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't seem like it. And you know what? That's brilliant, Carolyn. I actually participated in a session today, and that's how I found Dwayne's thingy, because I kind of moved on to module 2 and I found Dwayne's post, and then I actually participated in a synchronous session that Nicola did.
Right.
Nicola Mayo. So I did that one today, and I thought, yeah, I'll probably participate in a few more, because those guys are, again, a week ahead, so they're kind of already there. And they are doing different things, and they didn't do a website, but the person today, Nicola, did an infographic, and she I think she did, yeah, she did a video, and I just did it on a Word document, put a bunch of links on a Word document and click to that, and I was like, oh, that was easy. It was like, like I expected I had to do a website or something, but
Cool.
Yeah.
so thank you. Yes, I agree.
So, you know what? I think you're getting a sense that this is your course. This is your time to explore, to experiment. Everybody gets an A. You don't have to worry about the grades. You can have some fun and really push yourself, or be as comfortable as you want. It really is up to you. And what I'm seeing by all you folks and by the course as a whole, we've got a bunch of people who are in similar positions. How does this work? How does this work? What are you doing? Well, that's interesting. I can do that. It's amazing when people come together and share and explore. It's actually called learning. It's the way learning really works. You know, so like I have to apologize. I usually tell people this in the first meeting, and I give them an opportunity to drop the course. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've never been able to teach anybody anything. I'm a lousy teacher. I'm pretty good at setting up a learning environment and helping people to learn, but teaching, not so good.
No, you're doing great.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's good. And you know what, you guys, I belong to a volunteer organization, and a lot of them are, it's a Seroptimus group here in Chilliwack. And some of them ladies that are running the meeting have been at it a long time, and they're in their 70s, and they're like hosting these Zoom sessions and sending things out. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. They're just like on it, man. So if they can do it, I figure I can do it too. So
you can do it.
Yeah.
Last night I was in a meeting with some people from Argentina and China and Germany. It just and people all ages, different countries. It's amazing how people are coming together. And you know what? You mentioned technology. Why Zoom? Guess what? The best technology disappears. The best technology goes away. Like, we're not focused on Zoom. We're talking about our experiences here. We're sharing ideas. We're laughing. You know, you're telling me about these older ladies and guys and gals who are just going for it and having fun. Yeah, they're not worried about the technology. They're communicating. They're connecting. They're collaborating. So again, find the technology that works for you. Whether you're on the Windows platform and Movie Maker, I know Katsu was playing around with that today. Again, I'm lurking, I'm listening, right? And then, or iMovie, or, you know, there's so many cool tools out there. Find something that works for you. Ask questions, explore, experiment, some fun.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Good.
Well, listen, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I try to keep this down to that 30 to 40 minutes. And so I'm going to probably stop the recording now.
One more question.
Oh, sure.
Dwayne,
no problem.
Sorry. Tuesday. Are we on Tuesday, not Monday, because of the long weekend? Like for
we because of the long weekend, we're starting on Tuesday.
Okay.
Now, that meeting is optional. You can attend if you want.
Right.
It's up to you. So, but you're totally welcome. Totally welcome. It's a great opportunity. I find that some folks will take in the first 2 weeks just to get a sense of what's going on, and I'm totally open with that. It'll be great. And as the course gets going, you know, feel free to drop in. I'm probably going to be setting up a drop-in session in another week or so if you want to drop in. So just let me know. Let me know if you need to chat or talk. Send a text message. I don't know if you heard Jeff or not, but when you get frustrated, all you got to do is send me a text, and I usually do carry my phone with me, and it always is charged. If it isn't charged, I'm charging it. And so I get a text message. I respond to my text pretty quick, and if I'm close, if I'm not out on a run or something, I'll jump in and answer your questions. So I'm not too far away. Well, lately I've been in a lot of meetings, but
okay, I'm putting you on speed dial.
Cool. Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, if there's no more questions, I'll shut down the recording. We'll hit stop.
Okay.
And thank you.